Good morning,
Morning!
Tangerines. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Morning Tangents with a couple of Tan.
Gents. Is that better than sexual? Dead air. Dead. He just got out? What happened? What happened? You accidentally just did that on purpose? Oh.
My
were, you
bad.
trying, were you trying to do that? You just got out from Discord? Oh, wow, Jason. Oh, my God.
Welcome to another episode of Sunday Morning Tangents with a couple of tangents. I apologize for that. That was a couple of technical difficulties on my end of the things.
Yeah.
No excuses. I was just clicking way too much. I'm sorry about that. To answer your question, Danny, I don't love either. I like when you come with a little more excited and like Jets, you know.
I did that, didn't I?
No, you went Jets. Like if you were gonna give me your Bane impersonation, almost. A great Bane impersonation, Danny has. This, you know what we're gonna do? We've been doing
Racist.
exactly.
You don't know the dog guy no more.
I don't know if he says that, but
I like how whenever anyone does the Bane impersonation, they do it so comical. It always sounds like the Bane from the Harley Quinn animated show.
I haven't heard that from Bane.
Oh, you haven't?
No, is that how it sounds?
Oh yeah, I love his character in Harley Quinn. It's so over the top, and he's a himbo basically. He's a himbo. He's a dummy.
Okay.
Anyways, we've been doing a lot of tiers, a lot of rankings. I'm gonna do a quick one of Danny's impersonations. My favorite Danny impersonations. You, Danny.
Yeah, me. Yeah. Okay.
Number one is Bane. It's my favorite. It's always great.
Yeah.
You always knock it out of the park. Number two is your Ahsoka, because your Ahsoka impersonation is always great. Also, no complaints. I didn't even know what you said there. What'd you say?
I said master. I said
Master.
Oh wait,
Yes.
I'm going to. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
You don't usually get as close. You gotta reel
No.
it back in. Reel it back in. Give me a good Ahsoka.
Master Anakin.
Really got into character there.
Yeah, I had to close my eyes and think about her and being me, her.
Yeah, exactly. And then number three is your Harry Potter.
Oh, my Harry Potter. That's a good one right there.
That's a good one. You don't do that one nearly as often as you do the other two, though.
You know, I say not really, but if I were to say Harry Potter, or what does he say? Me.
Beautiful. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna move that one to number four. Number three is when you impersonate Joey from Brooklyn.
Whoa! What are you talking about, man?
Dude, it's so good. I might actually.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from 93 Streets.
We have never seen your face when you impersonate Joey from Brooklyn. That was great. You guys should go check out YouTube because that was beautiful. Actually, that might move up to number two or one because it sounds.
Yeah.
You almost sound just like Joey, like.
I know, right? It sounds so close like Joey.
Eerily the same.
I know.
Danny, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good, Jason. I want to talk about my little date that I had with Denise.
You guys had a day night.
Because now we are all Winter Hawk fans, Jason.
Dude, did you bring a prop? Oh, that was great.
You like that, Jason?
I love that. Oh my god, that was great.
It's funny because Denise and I, she bought me a ticket. She's like, I'm gonna take you out. I'm like, all right. We went to this Winter Hawk, a hockey game. All right, the Portland Winter Hawks team,
Winter Hawkies
from the Western Conference, which are second division, right? I don't know if they're second division or first.
Minor league.
Minor league, right?
Whatever minor league is for hockey.
The league before they go to the pros, right? I think. I don't know how that works.
Who they face?
They face this team called Everett. I think they're from Washington.
Okay. The Washington Everetts?
The Silver Tips.
That's what they called me in high school.
Oh, snap. I don't know what that means, but okay. Nice. Yeah, whereas in Washington, it's called the Silver Tips, all right? Anyways, we got in there. We tried like, okay, we went to the shop and we're like, Denise really wanted the jersey. Let me tell you this, Jason.
Tell me.
When the fuck did jersey got so expensive?
Jerseys are always expensive.
And NHL hockey jerseys in special, we went to go see them, and they were pretty cool. They have this logo, and they have black, white, and I think red. And we were like, Denise and I we wanted to buy one, and they were $150. And we were like, let's hold the brakes first.
Damn, 150 for a minor league hockey
For
jersey?
yeah. Oh, we don't have the only closest NHL hockey that we have, a pro league, is the Kraken.
Seattle Kraken. What a great name.
Seattle Kraken.
Great jerseys also.
Jason, we went to their our last concert that we went. It was there. It was the Kraken Stadium, and it looked so cool. And that's when I first saw the jersey and the logos. I was like, "Oh shit, this
So
looks cool."
Yeah.
It's a fucking Kraken. Release the Kraken. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, and they won yesterday or 2 days ago. I think
Are you becoming a Seattle Kraken fan?
they're going to the playoff. Jason, let me tell you this.
Tell me.
Hockey was more. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hockey was a little more exciting than watching soccer in life.
Hockey's
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hockey's like basketball and soccer combined almost. This is coming
Yes.
from a complete place of ignorance because I don't watch hockey.
No, I know.
But
No,
it
don't worry.
looks like it.
It
from
looks
outside
it's
looking in.
hockey played like a soccer game. Where yesterday they both teams were tied up. I think this was the last game because they're doing the playoff, so they were on the third game, I think, and the Portland was winning 2-0 or something. I don't know, 2-0 or something like that. Anyways, I think there were the time. I think when you reach on ¿cómo se llama when you're in the finals or a playoff in a soccer game and you have to score the golden goal. The golden goal. Same thing yesterday. Same
Exciting.
thing. 20 minutes, extra 20 minutes. They had to score one of whoever scores it wins. And yeah, Portland won. And we were like, oh shit. Denise was clapping. Let me tell you, there was a lot of white people right there, and we were just the only brown people right there, man.
What do you expect? That's hockey.
And I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Is that Portland brand that from that store we went to on our last day at Portland?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So they're the ones who make the equipment, or the jerseys or the shirts or the sweaters
Nice.
for the Winter Hawks. Good quality, but 150. They had a jacket though, a black jacket, denim, black with the P, and I was like, oh, I wanted that, $150, and I was like, let's hold out. Denise is like, let's hold out. Let's wait.
Where was the game at? Was it at the Moda Center?
Coliseum, next to the Moto Center. There was a Blazers game. That's going out at the same time.
Go Blazers.
I guess.
Get out of there, Damian Lillard. What are you doing? Wasting your skills with the trash team.
He needs to get out of there, man. They loved it. There's Damian Lillard freaking graffiti pictures of him everywhere in Portland.
Is this turning into a sports podcast day?
I don't know, man.
You're now a hockey fan. We're gonna have to have a hockey moment with you.
Oh, Jason, I think.
I love this for you.
Look, no, the reason why I like this so much is one thing is seeing it in person, seeing a sports game, but and one thing is watching it through a TV. It's so much better watching it in person. Anything.
100.
You get the excitement of all the people yelling at the referee.
You did not come through. Yeah, you didn't come through. Danny was screaming over there.
Oh, how much were they paying you, man?
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. There's so many hecklers.
One of the best feelings, top 5 best feelings ever, is when you go to an arena, and then you're walking like towards your section, and then you just hear, you're like passing through the openings that'll lead you to your seat, right?
Yeah.
And then you just hear like the loud noise of boom, boom. Like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And you're walking by, and then you're like, oh, there's my section. And you start walking towards there, and it's getting louder and louder. And then you're like, it's so theatrical in my head. In my head, it's always just like, wow. So because
Yeah,
you like
yeah,
walk
no,
in
yeah,
and then it's even louder, and then everyone's
yeah.
screaming. Maybe not so much at the Staples Center because Staples Center is so sorry, not the Staples Center anymore. The Crypto.com Arena, terrible name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
But walking in and then you hear everything and it's like, wow, it's such a great feeling, Danny. I always love that feeling, that first feeling of walking into that section, and it's like, shit, hell yeah, I love it.
Have you? I haven't been to MLB game. So have you been
Boring.
to one?
Yeah,
Boring. Okay.
I've been to a couple. I've been to an Angels and a Dodgers game, and they're boring. If it's really America's pastime, in
Yeah.
quotes,
Okay.
because they call it that themselves. I don't even know if it should be called a sport. Controversial. Come
Ooh.
at me, baseball fans.
Hot take. Hot take. It's funny because the reason why I like this. Oh shit. The reason I like this, Jason, was because the hockey, it was so much fast paced and the fucking fight, man.
They fought. They've been eliminating that slowly from the NHL.
Well, it's still they like push each other and like fuck you, get the fuck out of here. And there were a couple of times where the guy was like, get the fuck out of here. One guy got smacked in the face with a hockey stick, but it was an accident. But and they go to penalties for 4 minutes or 2 minutes, and that's a big deal. Chase, let
Yeah,
me tell you
because
this. It was just
you're behind one man. So it's
yeah.
basically like 5v4 where however many people are on the
And
ice.
that's how they'll be able to win. I think Portland was able to score because there was one of them was down. But it was just such a fast paced sport that it got me entertained.
Yeah.
It got me entertained. So and I couldn't look away because the hockey puck was just going everywhere. The players were the way they rush, and I was like, God damn.
Do you have a tough time following the hockey puck while you're there? While you're watching it
Not
live?
not really. No,
Okay.
not really. You just sometimes you lose it the position where you are sitting down. If you're sitting up, we were sitting on the middle. And like that side in front of us, you couldn't really see sometimes where the hockey
Mm.
was going to.
Hmm.
But that's it. No, not really. You just have to really be fast and just look at it where the players are going.
Yeah, that's not what baseball is like, Danny. Baseball, there's so many times. First of all, baseball, it just starts. Like you don't even notice when there's no. In basketball, there's like a tip ball, right? Or the jump ball in the
Yeah,
center of the
yeah,
court.
yeah,
In
yeah,
soccer, they start at the center. You know when you're
yeah.
starting. In baseball,
Hockey sense spot. Yeah.
it's, oh, there goes the first pitch. When the fuck did that happen? And then you just
Mm.
see the players on the outfield. They're just like looking at the butterflies, just like, oh, cool, all right. The people in the dugout, they're all just eating their seeds and messing around with each other. It's
Or
it's
the
so slow
gum.
paced.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
go somewhere to just chill, drink, eat some food,
Have
sure,
a day or something.
it's just
Yeah.
it's fun if you're already going with that mind. If
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of baseball fans who are going there to watch the game, obviously, but for me, it was always just I'm gonna go have some food and just chill. It's just
Yeah.
such a chill sport that it's not why I want to go to a sports game,
Okay.
you know. So I do want to go to hockey. I've never been to a hockey game. We have the Anaheim
Listen,
Ducks
you have two.
and the LA
Two
Kings.
teams,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Which, by the way, there was a lot of people with the LA Kings jersey. Yeah.
Oh, I guess there are
Is it,
probably
it?
a lot of them since for a long time. Seattle Kraken are a new team, so I guess Kings might have been the closest.
I saw a couple, but there was a family who wore all the LA Kings jersey, and I was like, oh, I I don't know, I want to see them. Is it the Mighty Ducks? Right? Is
They're
that
not
one
the
of them?
Mighty Ducks anymore.
What's it called?
Now it's just the Anaheim Ducks. They took the
Why
Mighty off of it.
Why? Why?
They
That's
went
so
through a
cool.
rebrand because the Mighty Ducks was a thing during the '90s when they had that show, that movie,
Yeah,
the Mighty
yeah, the
Ducks.
movie.
And
Yeah.
then I guess maybe they thought excuse me, maybe they thought it was too kid friendly. I don't know, but they
I
went through
don't
a
think
rebrand.
so. I don't think so.
Those jerseys are really cool. Those old school Mighty Ducks jerseys,
Yes.
those are sick.
Yes. I used to have a couple of the toys.
Oh
Yeah, they're
god, those
cool.
those toys were cool,
The
huh?
toy because the cartoon. I used to watch the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
They were fucking like Power Rangers, hockey players, and then their shit would come out from their hockey.
Do you think the players wanted to
would-
play for that team because they're like, oh shit, they might make a show based off of
I don't know.
My
I don't know,
skills.
but most of them, I just realized something that most of those hockey players are either Russian, Canadians, or United States. Nothing else. There's no other countries.
Yeah, Russian,
Basically,
Canadians, a lot of European, Eastern European players.
yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's how hockey is. I think just recently there have been more and more black players, but before it was so few. I don't even know if there's any Latino hockey players. There might
I
be,
don't think so.
but I don't know.
It's an expensive sport to get to start to
Is
put a
it?
kid to. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you have to buy the cleats or the skates. I mean, sorry, the cleats, the clates.
I could just imagine someone running on ice with cleats, just slipping the whole time.
No, the skates, the whole. It's like football, you know. You have to buy so much stuff just to play the game,
The pads, the mask.
and you have to live somewhere in the area where you know they're gonna have a hockey
Yeah.
skating place.
Down
So
here,
yeah,
there are a few. You drive, but they're few and far between. But there's one down. I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes from my house. That they have like the Ducks facility where kids could go there, and like that's where they have their training. I don't know what they do there, but I think they have kids train there. I don't know.
well, Jason, next time if we go with Denise,
Ooh.
yeah, we should go. We should go see the Anaheim Ducks.
I wonder
You
if
know,
I'll ask Diana if she's at all interested. She doesn't really care for the sports, almost at all.
Denise either, but she was having fun yesterday. Let me tell you that.
It's so much better to go in person because
Yeah.
Diana has very little interest in sports. But we've been to a couple basketball games now. We've been to two. One of them was the Clippers playoff game last playoffs,
Okay.
and it was a great environment because playoff times they're always fun. I've never been to a playoff game in person, and it's so much better. Danny was so
I
great.
bet because it's probably packed.
It's
People are
packed.
like, yeah, yeah.
So having so many teams down here in Southern California, they're it's regular season games aren't as intense because there's just so many fair weather fans. Because you have the Lakers, the Clippers, the Galaxy, the LAFC, Kings, Ducks, Dodgers,
Oof.
Angels. There's basically
Angels
two teams for every sport,
for every sport, yeah.
and then the Chargers and Rams. So I think there's so many teams. People are just flip flopping back and forth to see which one is like. For the longest time, there was zero Clipper fans, and now there's more Clipper fans who let the Lakers bandwagon. So they're just
And
bouncing back and forth.
the jersey was pretty cool. Not gonna lie to you.
Which one?
The LA Clippers, that whole all English,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
all English.
They went to the old, I forgot what they call it. It's their home edition. But there's just so many different teams. It's been tough to build a strong fan base. The Lakers fan
Yeah.
base will always be there, but even going to a Lakers home game, it's they're not wearing their
Isn't
jerseys. They rather show off what they're wearing because it's LA. So
yeah.
they'll put out jerseys on the seats. And during the playoffs, I'm gonna try to maybe grab a picture of it. But you'll notice you watch I always think of the Thunders when they were really good with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. They did a thing where no one's sitting until the Thunder score their first point, and I thought that was such a cool thing. So everyone,
Oh damn.
it was super cool. They put out white shirts. I forgot what they would call it, but they put out white shirts on the seats, and everyone's wearing the shirt. Everyone's wearing the shirt that they give them. And then, in contrast to the Lakers or Clippers or any LA team almost, they put out the shirts for them, and hardly anyone's wearing it because they rather show off what they wore to the game. And I don't like that weak fan base. I don't.
You should come to a Timbers game then, because
Oh, I
that's
would
a
love to.
Timber game is yeah they'll go all out. People go all out for the Timbers game all the time. If somebody gets back.
Do they do this? Do they hack? Is that
No,
their
they do it.
celebration?
No. There's a guy with the
Timber.
pretty much he says that, but then he has a chainsaw and he goes to a log and everybody goes crazy. All right. Jason, how you doing, Jason? How you doing, Jason? How you doing? You seem a little tired. Let me tell you that.
Do I
Denise
look
tells me
tired?
that it's kind of rude when you say you look tired.
You know what? I once told a coworker, "You look tired. Are you okay?" and they're like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently it's rude, but you know what, Jason? I'm just saying what it. You know.
Do I look tired, like physically, my eyes?
Yeah, your eyes look tired, Jason.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't say the Lord's name in vain on Easter Sunday. I'm
Dude,
good.
it's Easter Sunday. Yeah.
It's been a long week. I haven't had a lot of time at home. That's not true. I have plenty of time at home during the weekdays, but
But you're tired. Sometimes
I'm
you
tired.
don't want
I'm
to
tired.
play games.
I've been waking up early, every day this week so far. There's a little fly. So I'm just a little tired, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm mentally
Okay.
strong, you know?
Okay. Okay.
No complaints over here aside from, you know what I miss, Danny? I miss having very few responsibilities and waking up and just laying in bed for an hour and a half, and just laying there.
You can't do it anymore, man.
Can't do it anymore. I think my
No.
body also doesn't want me to. I think mentally I don't want to. I think also, even if I have the opportunity, if I wake up early, I can't lay in bed because then I'm like, shit, I gotta get up. It's like a mental thing now, whereas like, I gotta get up and
Yeah.
I gotta go do something, even if it's just getting out of bed, doing my bed. And
I know what you mean. The same thing with me. I can just be in bed. Then he doesn't tell me to do anything at home, like clean or anything. She never tells me. But if I don't clean the dishes, if I don't cook, I feel like when I leave from work, I feel like, oh my God, there's stuff to do at home. I don't know. And sometimes she will do that. Sometimes I will do it. I just feel like I need to do something in the morning.
I know what you mean, even if it's
Yeah.
just doing my bed.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I actually rather do that because then it feels like I have a longer day. But sometimes I do just want to lay in bed. And yesterday was one of those days. It's always Saturday mornings where I just kind of want to lay in bed. Probably because I just worked all week. But anyways, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, Danny.
We're good. We're good. We're here, guys. We're here, everybody. We just,
I feel like we've taken a step back from the podcast a little bit. Did we record last week?
No, but we've just been doing so much, Jason. We haven't missed a day. So I don't think so. It feels longer because we recorded so much a couple of days that we were like, oh, we kind of caught up.
Yeah, except we slowed down again. We gotta get back to it.
I was gonna if people listen to this podcast, right? Go to our social media.
Denise is killing it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You doing it? You doing it? Anyways, shoot out. I want to know what the people want us to talk about. Yeah, that. If they want us, Jason, to keep bringing that. Don't worry. We got a couple of videos of cooking. I have another video cooking, Jason. The horror scary story part 2, which we'll talk about later.
Someone take the sandboard away from me. Okay, continue.
Scary. Was it Scary Boy? The Scary Boys Part 2. What was it called? Our episode.
Oh, it was Sunday Night Terrors.
Sunday Night Terrors Part 2. All right, we're gonna have a person who experienced this kind of stuff. Who Jason looks a little bit like, nah, not really, but I believe him.
Do you know what
Jason?
who it is?
No.
Okay. I don't know because I don't know who you're talking about right now. So.
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Oh.
We'll go that, but I just want people to send a message. Hey, maybe you guys should talk about this, so we know what you guys want to kind of idea where you guys want to listen to a couple of times. We can just talk about anything. To be honest, we're not experts at anything.
I watched a Nuke's top 5 video the other day, but it was
no,
top
you
10.
did not.
Yeah, I did a couple nights ago, a Friday night.
No, not top 10. It has to be Nuke's top 5.
But I went to Nuke's top 5, and he had a top 10.
Well,
there was
please.
Oh God, there was one.
Hold up.
Go ahead. It's recording, right? And then there's a little kid peeking through the door, right? And it just runs across, and I was like, oh gosh, these are the ones that are just. They're just so obviously fake, and it was number 2. And then
that's the one that Denise guys. Me and Denise were like, oh shit.
And then they recorded.
Is that with the soccer ball? Is that where the soccer ball just bounces? It's like a ball bounces and then he turns around this little boy and he
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
to the well, and then a face comes up.
Yeah. I was just like,
Oh, that's the one that Denise and I liked a lot.
well, the thing is,
The-
so they recorded and then they showed that the
I
door
know.
was closed, and I was like, wow, the door was closed. And then they show a face coming out of the door, and I was
Yes,
like, oh, what
yes.
the fuck?
No, Jason, I know, but that was really cool though. That's the one I was really, even if it's fake or not, that was the one I'm like, oh shit, because we were not expecting the face.
I didn't like
That's
the
it.
face. I didn't like the face. What about the one with the dog, with the cute little bear? The dog.
Oh,
thing
we
bear.
love that one too.
I love the dog. It's like it was a really
But that
cute
one,
dog.
but that one was scary though. You have to admit that one was scary, not because but there was a real person
Yeah,
under
but
the bed.
I'm just
It's
so
a home, dude. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm just so skeptical about all these things. It was just one of their friends laying down under the bed.
Jason, no.
It was one of their friends.
We seen this guy's videos. They don't like to do that kind of stuff. Look, I trust some of the YouTubers, but look, listen, hold up. There's some YouTubers though. We watch this. Me and Denise watch this. So many of this. We watch them like count different shows, different scary videos from different shows. On YouTube, and there's some people who are just dumb. And you can tell they're doing this fake. All right, but the little dog one, Jason, I seen those guys' video. They don't like to do that kind of stuff, even if it's fake, Jason. Finding a guy under the bed, that's scary. But the little dog was pretty cute, though. Look, we have part 2 of that. Okay, we're gonna have a
Okay.
part 2 of this. We're gonna have part 2 of this. Don't worry, just watch New Top 5. New Top 5 sent me a T-shirt, but
Does he make T-shirts?
yeah, he does make T-shirts. I was thinking of buying one time.
You should buy one, dude. You should
He's
buy one.
he,
You guys are so obsessed with those videos.
oh, pff, it's so fun. Yesterday I started watching The Exorcist. Denise passed out, and I forgot because I haven't seen it for a while. I forgot how The Exorcist really started. I was like, oh yeah, and then the whole
Oh, the whole like desert stuff wherever
in
they're at?
Egypt,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I think they're in Egypt, somewhere in Egypt, yeah. And they're excavating and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah. It was it. Those movies, Jason. It does feel. I can see how hard it was for them to edit movies back then
Why?
from
What
the
is that?
70s because they have to. There's no transition really. It's just a cut. It's just a cut.
Well,
Yeah,
it's all methodical. Like even cuts, even specific cuts are methodical. One of the most popular cuts ever is from Lawrence of Arabia, where they go. It's a hard cut, but I don't. There's like a match or something, and then he blows out the candle, and then it hard cuts to the sun rising, like a nice field. I don't remember what it was. It was like in the desert, and I was watching. I forget what movie it was, but they try to copy the exact same cut, and I was like, what the fuck? It's kind of
Yeah.
weird. It was like almost exactly. Maybe it was from a trailer. But it's all methodical. You're right though. It was so much harder to cut back then. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
In
I-
the
I- that's what I'm
Fablemans,
saying.
in the Fablemans, they show his process of editing video because it's on 8-bit, not 8-bit. It was on a Super 8, and you have to literally look at each little panel,
It's seen, yeah.
each like each cut, and then like, okay, that's where I want to cut, and you get to put in a thing. They also show it in what's that scary movie, Sinister, like the way he has to like
Oh
cut it
yes,
and, like,
yes.
cut it
You're
and
right.
then literally
Yeah.
cut it. So it was a lot more difficult back then, dude. Everything was more difficult back then for movie making, which is one of those. Last time I talked about how and they have to do with what they have, right? And
Yeah.
it's so much more difficult to cut back then and make movies back then. So I think they should go a little more respect than they do whenever they make fun of their cheesy takes, I guess, cheesy cuts, cheesy.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a cheesy steaks, but I know but for people they do see it like cheesy steak. But I was just watching it and but it makes sense. I know, but the hard cuts was just I'm like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting it because I don't watch this type of movies, 70s and 60s movies, and I forgot how you can see the progression they do from the 60s, 50s to 80s to 90s. It's one computer got analyzed. I'm pretty sure they got so much easier for them to do it. But yeah, you're right, Jason. It was really hard. Everything back then, everything. I talk about everything. Imagine a life with no internet.
I think life might be better without it. We still need to bring Junior on. This man is too busy. We need to set a date with him so we could talk about AI. Because Danny, I don't know if you've seen, and we're not gonna get too in depth with it because we need him on here because he's on the favor of more AI. But AI's lying. It's lying to us. Have you seen this?
Yes, I seen it, Jason.
Where it
I
asked
watched it on
him,
Twitter.
it asked him if he's a robot, and he's like, "Nah, I'm blind. I'm blind. I'm not a robot. It's just that I'm blind." That's what the AI said. But that's dangerous.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. So you know the oh shit. You know the show Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, right?
No.
They do second. They're a Seattle show, morning show, and they do the second dates. Everybody does second dates. Those two radios, they do second dates.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
A second day update is when they call, like, a person calls them, hey, can you please call this person? We went on a date, but he's not calling me back. Pretty much if the gate goes to.
Oh, the one you've told me about.
Yeah, and they're trying to find out what happens. Anyway, so they call this guy. He's like, I don't know what happened with this girl. Everything was going fine, and then now she's pretty much ghosting me. So they call the girl, and they're like, yeah, it was. We went to a library. I guess because she liked books or something. And it was nice, but everything that he said was not him. And the guys and like it didn't feel like him. It was no chemistry. It was chemistry when we were typing, when we were like texting, but there was no chemistry an actual in person. It didn't make any sense. And the guy's like, he said before that he was kind of shy, and then he's like, and then the guy's like, well, it's because I'm really shy, and I use AI to text the person sometimes.
That's weird.
And then he's like, when she's like, what? And then they're like, the radio host is like, wait, whoa, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, there's an app you can use, and you just tell him what you wanted to say, and it will say for you. God damn it. So the guy was texting, was using AI to text the girls.
That's weird. It's a little sad, Danny, when you think about it. Because there's so many shy people out there who can't talk to people, and I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it because
whoa. I was gonna tell you.
Let's do it.
I wanted to get into because I was like that. I think we were like that, Jason.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was a shy boy to. I think we're all a little shy at times.
Yeah.
Especially first finding out about. Never mind. I won't get into that. But
finding out what?
No. But just getting starting that whole like going through middle school, trying to talk to a girl or boy or whoever you want to talk to, and going into high school, and it's always such an uncomfortable position because you're experiencing new emotions and your body's feeling things that you're not used to. So it's always I don't think anyone, I'm probably wrong, but most people don't just get into like, cool, I got a game. Nobody like just switches it on. Like it's all a transition. At first it's uncomfortable. You're shy. You don't want to you don't know how much to push on texting or talking. Am I texting you too much? Am I talking to you too much? What should I tell you? Am I too clingy? Should I even text you? Do you even like me? Yes, no, blah, blah, blah. So we were all uncomfortable with it, I think. So, but we all grew out of it. It all becomes kind of a little more natural. You understand a little bit more. And AI, and just using AI to text for you, you're never going to grow out of that discomfort level.
No. I remember the day that I got a little more, more, how to say this, more confidence on myself. I remember. I think I was like 13. I went to Great Clips.
What's that?
And Great Clips, the haircut.
Oh, no. I don't know it, but I got you.
Yeah, anyway, so I went to get a haircut, and then the girl's like, I didn't know what to get. And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, okay, let me just do a haircut. And she did, like, I don't know, some type of fade or something like that. on me with this a little spiky hair or something like that. Back then, it wasn't like spiky hair was kind of like the shit or something. And I remember going to school and I put a hoodie on and just went to school and girls like, "Oh, who are you?" You know, they were just like noticing me more, and I was like, "Yeah." Damn it. They were just noticing me, and I was like, "Whoa, why are they noticing me?" So I started taking care of more of myself, like
Hmm.
looking at what to wear,
Yeah.
or or like, oh, I should go get a haircut. Oh, I should do little things like that, which not for everybody that doesn't work like that, of course. But for me, that's how it started, and I started having more confidence to talk to girls, and yeah, I just pretty much that's how it pretty much went on, and I'm like,
So much of it is based off of confidence, and I lacked so much of it growing up. So I was always
oh, me too.
insecure about does she like me or not. So then I wouldn't text, but then I'd be like, I think she likes me. So then I would text, and it's like, nope, she doesn't like me. Whoops. But it's like I said, it's all about finding what it's finding, and how do I word this? Reading the person you're talking to, and if
Yeah.
you're just using AI, you can't read them,
No,
and they're
no,
not reading you for who you are.
no. And
I
I feel
can't,
like most people are using that now.
I can't believe that.
People,
I can't believe people are using AI to talk to people.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
this is what I mean when I say I don't like it for what it's doing in the social aspect of things, and it's just killing more and more
It's like
social life. And I, I, ca- I imagine already that they are using it in dating websites, making
oh,
AI
pretty sure.
art. You know, like you can now do AI people, like put it in, make this blah 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 blah, and then they do an art form of you, and then I'm just gonna make AI talk to them now.
We teaching AI the dirty aspects of humans. We're not teaching the compassion or anything like that. So whatever you text is they're using AI for their own convenience, people's convenience. So I feel like if the AI were to ever start realizing that it can do whatever it wants and it combines to form into one big brain,
Well, well,
it's gonna be bad, Jason.
we can never teach it real compassion. It will learn
No,
fake
no.
compassion. I think it'll eventually turn into I know what Jason wants to hear. The AI knows what Jason wants to hear me. So then it's going to make it up, right? It's never really gonna be compassionate to my feelings or to your feelings. It's never gonna be
Yeah,
truly compassionate because it's a robot. And
yeah.
that's one of those ethical and morality things of is AI smart or robot AI's going to be actually relevant for society, because we can't teach it compassion. We can make it think it's
Oh
compassionate,
my God.
but it's never going to fully understand what it's like to be a human. And that's where it becomes, I think, very, very dangerous for us. It's going to turn into iRobot, where it's going to pretend like it's out there trying to
Oh,
help us, but then I mean, iRobot and all these robots. We talked about this. We should make a robot movie that is actually good. Actually, I guess Wally is a little bit like that. Wally's trying to be a good guy.
oh my God. Did we just turn to what Wally World happens? Destroy the planet and become all fat because all we do is just eat
Yes.
and drink because we want everything to be tended to us, but only
Yes.
the white people are alive.
Mm. I think they tried to make the movie a little diverse. I think that there was. I think there
All I
was.
remember is a white guy.
Yeah, it was the white guy who was. But yes, it's not turning into that, and it's going to be a little slower than maybe the in the movie, but it's going to turn into that, Danny. I stand by it. I love you, AI. Don't kill me. I'm on your side. Remember how many times I thanked you for getting one of those tickets at parking lots, and thank you.
I tell Denise all the time because she always screams to Google, and then she always says like "f you" or "do this," and
No,
I tell Denise, "Don't do that." What? She's a bitch. I'm like, don't say that to her.
you can't.
She's they're listening right now. My Siri is listening. My phone is listening.
They're listening,
Everything is listening right now. Whatever we say right now, it can be recorded
and they know it.
anytime.
They
And
know
I
it.
told her, like, you have to be careful.
They're
You just
getting
have to be careful.
it's getting too smart. We have to be on their side. We have to be on the AI side, or else they're gonna take us all down.
Whenever we talk about aliens, Jason, this is what I say to the government. I'm like, or anything like that, conspiracy. I'm like, look, I know they're real, but don't come at me. I'm not gonna publish it all the time, and I keep talking about it. I just see what it is. Don't come at me. Don't worry. I'll stay quiet. Don't come at me.
What are you more afraid of, Danny? Ghosts, aliens, or robots? AI robots, not just like random robots.
See, look, Jason, the AI and maybe the aliens.
You're not afraid of ghosts.
No, because I'm trying not to get to them, but it's a more of you can avoid them a little bit more than.
Which one do you think is more of a direct threat to your life right now?
Oh, dude. Shit. This shit. AI, I think. Because Jason, look at the I forgot what I saw, a show or movie where the AI can literally go into my freaking my whole social security. It can destroy my social security. It can get me bankrupt in seconds. It can put a fine in their computer saying like, "Oh, Danny did this and Danny did that," and I get a warrant from the police and be like, "Whoa, I never did nothing like that. It says right here that you have a warrant," and they go to jail and just put me in jail for the rest of my life without me doing anything, just by hacking and doing all the stuff.
It's so dangerous. It's scary. It's very scary, Danny.
That's what I'm saying. People don't realize how scary it is.
I mean, it is still something in my people who are a little more like my brother who see the advantages of this, and I think we all do. There's always advantages and disadvantages of it, and I know he understands. I don't want to speak too out of line for him, but I think he understands that it is there are disadvantages, but he's one excited for what's to come. And granted, it's pretty exciting, honestly, because its technology is crazy and it continuously progressing. But I think it is very scary, Danny.
No,
I'm scared of it.
No, look, listen to this, Jason.
I'm listening.
My thought is, whenever we create something, the reason why we just keep destroying ourselves because the way we are. When we created the wheel, we were able to advance really fast, right? Humans created the wheel to move stuff faster. Humans created the gunpowder to make not fireworks all the time.
It's things like these that I
to make guns. Humans created the atomic bomb to end the war, and what happens now? Everybody has atomic bombs that can destroy the war in seconds.
Oof! Can't wait for Oppenheimer.
That's a yeah, yes.
Can't wait for
But either way, though, I'm just saying that we're just gonna keep creating stuff, and it's always gonna backfire on us to make our life easier.
Why are we so self-destructive as humans?
Why are we?
Yeah.
I think somebody said it. I forgot who. Like any organism, there has to be something destructive. That way you don't overpopulate yourself and destroy yourself.
So do you think we're self-destructive?
I think it's just nature.
It's in our nature to do things that are going to harm us.
Yeah, I think it is. I think at one point, if you think about it, if we were living in a happy society in life and we just keep multiplying, we're gonna end up with space, food, and everything pretty much. We will have to like literally keep going after planets to keep growing.
Danny, I'm getting anxiety honestly thinking about how fucked we're gonna be in the future. In the near future, not even too far ahead. We're gonna be alive for when things get even worse.
That's why I tell people we're living the best time right now. We're living the best time. I know there's war. I know there's people doing other stuff, but to be honest, we're living the best time right now. We still have security. We still have some type of living at home. We have the essentials: food and water, and air, fresh air.
I mean, that's not even all of us, though.
No, that's not all, but it's most of us.
There's so many. Even what's crazy to think is even in America, there are so many cities and some by a larger state don't have clean water. I mean, how long was Flint, Michigan without clean water? And I think they still don't have clean water in most of their areas in Flint, Michigan. So we don't even have that.
No, yeah. I know what you mean. We went to Portland yesterday, and we went to Cane's. Shout out to Cane's. I like Cane's a lot. Sponsor us.
Okay, we'll take it.
Anyways, there's still a lot of homeless people over there. It was still, and I see that like there's still a lot of, and also segregation. There's a lot of segregation that we saw in Portland.
Really?
You know, yeah, it's still a lot of that kind of like what's it called? When you separate, one type of people
Yeah.
living, yeah, segregation. You can see that because of the price of property and stuff like that. Some people don't have food or a place to live.
I think
There's a
I think
lot
that's a
of
little
homeless.
more discrimination than segregation, because segregation is more on a conscious black people can only use this water fountain, white people could use that water fountain.
True, that
I,
is true.
I don't think that in Oregon at least was mostly a blue state. Um, I don't
It's,
think they have too much discrimination. Of course, that's everywhere.
there's still a lot, Jason. I saw a lot of it when I went down south. I think we talked about this when I went to with my family, and we were going through down south of Oregon. There's a
Oh,
lot of people
I think you
who
meant south, like the
no
U.S.
no no
South.
no no
I was
no
like, where'd you
South
go?
Oregon. No, but it could have been, to be honest. I literally saw a building that said X on gay. There was a pride flag that was covered with an X.
Oh, okay. Like the Ghostbusters, like cross, like
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. And it was like you can see right there that people, they're now gonna move on from. They're never gonna think differently. They're
I
not gonna progress.
I listened to. I think we're digressing. Is that the word? I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's the
No,
word.
we are, we are, we are,
I
we
think
are
we
still.
are for the most part because I listen to a Dan Lebertar show, and every Friday they have Because Miami, where this guy, this documentarian Billy Corbin, he goes on there and he is so in tune and on the pulse of Miami politics, and he always says the future of America's is, I don't remember the phrasing, but it's like the future of America is Florida is the view of the future of America, something like that, where
Mm.
he is seeing the politics there is spreading to America. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a politician, I think he's the gov I think he's the mayor of Miami or the governor of Florida, one of those two. But he's
Mm-hmm.
going to try to run for president in the next upcoming election. And he's a crypto bro who fucked over a lot of Floridians because he came up with it, or came up with whatever it was, but this Miami-based cryptocurrency that just took a shit on the bed and fucked over a lot of people who got onto that cryptocurrency. He is going for the "Don't Say Gay" bill, whatever that's called, that stupid ass bill
Mm-hmm.
that is trying to basically take it. He's a terrible person. He's anti-gay. He's homophobic. They're banning a lot of books that are focused around African American studies. Bad all around. Straight up Republican who is far right. All of this, and he is everything he says on that show, on that episode, is just such a terrible thing that he's right. It might be a view of what's to come in America, and it's
It
not
makes
good,
sense,
man.
Jason. It makes sense, Jason, because
It's not good,
it-
man.
it's not good. No, it's not good because I think, in my opinion, I think we're taking it. Please don't take it the wrong, but I think we're taking the wokeness a little too much. They're using it for bad things. I think some people are using it too much for their own kind of like pleasure sometimes. Which, because I hear a lot of stories, especially at school. Most parents, they most parents schools nowadays, I think they're just too much. Oh God, I don't know how to say it, Jason. Not to sound.
I think,
Ah,
hold on, before you
yeah,
go on,
yeah,
because you're stuttering a little bit, and I think you're gonna
yeah,
say something that
yeah.
could get you in trouble.
No.
He There was a viral video that went around of I think she worked for Fox, and she kept blaming a lot of things on woke, on being woke.
Yeah,
Everyone's too
yeah.
woke, and the reporter asked her, "What does woke mean?" And it got me thinking, what the hell does woke mean?
Yeah.
What's the
That we
definition
also
of
had that
woke?
conversation. Yeah.
And it's Billy Corbin tagged on it, and he said woke is, I forget his actual words, but it's basically, it's a word that they use instead of saying instead of using phrases like we don't want to be inclusive, we don't want
Mm-hmm.
equity, they're using it. What I'm trying to say is the right side, the Republicans, are using it in more of a we don't want to build inclusivity and equity. We don't want to build that. So we're going to say woke instead of words that are going to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
saying phrases and words that'll get them in trouble, they're going to say woke. We don't like woke culture. What they mean to say is that we don't like black culture. We don't like Latino culture. We don't
Yeah.
want to build that. So I think they're building a bad image on the word woke when woke is supposed to be something more positive. It's not. It's turned into a negative word, but I
Oh,
don't think the basis and the foundation of the word woke is negative. I think it's just about inclusivity, and it's about trying to build a comfortable lifestyle for anyone's type of lifestyle. And they're using it, they've manipulated it into a word that even confuses people, no offense to you, but like confuses people like you who are like, you're right, they're being too woke, but it's them manipulating it, the word. I don't know if this is making sense.
no, 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 no. It makes sense. That's thank you for saying that. No, it makes sense, Jason. That I'm not saying, yeah, like you said, I use the word two pointers, but it's. I feel like you're right. That's is everything you said is right because I feel like they just people are using. Oh God, I'm trying to.
The thing is,
Well,
most of the people who say woke, like in on the news, are far right people.
that's the
People who are liberals and progressive, they don't say the word woke because for them, all woke means is
I woke
that you're
up.
that no, for them it's like I don't think I'm woke. I think I just want people to be respected. I want to respect all sorts of life. I'm not
They
saying
should
I'm
just be
woke.
saying that. They should just be saying that.
But the thing is, those people who think like me, we're not saying woke. It's the far right people who are saying woke. It's the
Yeah,
ones that are
yeah.
using it in a negative fashion. It's the ones who think of it in a negative fashion who are saying that person's too woke. But what does that mean?
I feel like it is becoming a negative thing, and I don't like it because I experience like my nephews, they talk, they're already so understanding of other cultures at a young age already that it's working for them. 6-year-old kids who understand that sometimes they don't want to go by he or she. You know, like what I mean, like, and that's I think I like that so much, but then I'm seeing like I've seen other people like at my work who are seeing this like bad because they're like, no, they're wrong. No, they're wrong. And you say, and you're right. When they use the word wokeness, they're seeing it like like a wrong thing. Like I was saying, like they seeing it like a wrong type of word where like no, it's going too much. Doesn't make any sense no more. We gotta go back to how it used to be back then.
We shouldn't go back to how it used to be because back then
I was like,
you and I wouldn't have as many rights and liberties as we do now. So
oh, Jason.
we can't regress, and we are regressing. And I think woke is being they're using it as a substitute word to build hatred. They're they're saying woke instead of saying we don't like that we're giving more liberty to people not like us. I think it's a substitute word. I think they're tainting the word taint. They're tainting the
Yeah,
word woke because they are so afraid. This woman who they asked, "What does woke mean to you?" She was stuttering. She didn't know how to define woke because there's
yeah,
no definition for it. It's
yeah.
just a word they're using to build even more hatred. They're trying to regress society by saying you're too woke. You're too woke now, and they're like, "Oh shit, am I too woke?"
Yeah, yeah.
But what the fuck does that mean? What does woke mean? It just
Jason.
I don't know
Look,
what woke means. If
I
this
think
kid is gonna feel more comfortable not wanting to be identified as he or she, if they're gonna be happier, if they're gonna be more comfortable with that, what's wrong with that? Don't we just want to make sure this kid is grows up in a comfortable society? Like that video I think you brought up of the I could be misremembering, but
Which one?
a trans girl who was recording herself, and her dad walks in
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
starts
yeah, yeah,
berating her and saying,
yeah,
"Here, use this real man soap." And she's crying. She's
yeah.
obviously affected by how her dad's treating her. Wouldn't it just imagine how happy she would be? Oh God, I'm getting emotional here. Imagine how happy she would be if he would just respect her decisions. And that's all it is. It's just respecting. And there's such a lack of respect because they keep using this word woke, and white people and other people. It's not just white people. People who think
No, no, it's
that it
not.
shouldn't be
Trust
like
me.
that. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
No,
mean, the Ron
there.
DeSantis guy from Florida, he's Puerto Rican, Cuban. I think he's Cuban, but a lot of they're that's built off of communism that they've had for years because of Fidel Castro. Anyways, this poor little girl, or not little, I don't know how she was. She was like a teenager.
Yeah, she was a teenager.
She can't even live in her own home comfortably because her dad is just berating her
Well,
because
that's what I'm saying, Jason. People are using wokeness in the wrong way now because they're using it against them. I like they're gonna use that mayor or whatever he's gonna run for president. He's gonna be saying this is too much. We gotta stop. And you know what, Jason? It's gonna work for them.
100%.
It's gonna, and there's not just him. I'm talking about people all around. They're using it for bad. I know it's a word that doesn't mean any sense, but they're using that word, and they're using it for their own kind of like sometimes greed, sometimes for them to live their better life for them, but they don't realize the actual meaning of it. I think there has to be a different word. There has to be something else, like you said, where they have to use to actually understand what actually means to understand other human beings.
It's
There has to be a yeah.
I mean, it's impossible though. Like I've had conversations with people who don't agree with this quote woke culture, and I tell them, but why not? And they say it confuses the kids. And I think the only like I think for a lot of people, they don't want to see two guys walking down the street holding hands or kissing, and then they're like, yeah, I don't want my child to get confused, and it's nothing to get confused about if we just build it into our culture that that's okay. If your kid it grows up to be, or if your kid comes out of the closet, it's not because he or she saw two guys or two girls making out. It's because that's who they are. So that couple who is same sex and they're kissing, that's not going to change your child's feelings. That's not going to change who they are. But it's built on such hatred that they don't want to see that, because I don't know why they think that it's going to affect their child so much. They're gonna
Religion. A lot has to do with religion.
Happy Easter.
Happy.
It's just
Happy Easter. Yeah, a lot has to do with religion, which
Woke?
sadly, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
No, hey,
It's
hey,
just
this is how we feel. This is how we feel. We have a look. Don't come at us, but like I said, people are using this stuff for their own greed, Jason. Some of them they don't even believe. Some of them, I'm pretty sure they don't even care. Do you know the couple of the worst popes ever in history? I'm not trying to go against religion, but I'm saying like a couple of the worst popes history. And popes back then mattered. They were like the emperors.
they still do.
For yeah, they still do.
They're still very powerful.
But a lot of them, there's a lot of evidence that they had big parties with boys, with men. You know, they will do some of them. They prefer guys instead of girls.
I mean,
And
how often did
I
Pope Benedict just there's going to be a I don't remember the author, but there's an author right now who's writing a book about Pope Benedict, the recent one, because there's so many Pope Benedicts, but the most recent one who
yeah.
when he was a cardinal or a bishop, one or the other, he hid so many of the molestations that have been more recently outed, and his tactic and how he did it by just moving him to a different congregation, and how it was because they were touching little boys.
Yeah.
I was watching Denise over there, by the way, says it's so annoying when they use the kids, and I 100% agree. It's
That's
such,
that,
it's such
that's what I wanted to
ellipsis.
say, because she tells me all the time that when they use the kids for it. That's what I was saying. Like it literally they're using it the wrong way.
They think it's gonna change the kids' feelings or the kids' minds, and me and my mom have conversations because she's a hardcore Catholic, and she brings up how it could confuse the kids, and I always bring up my nephews and nieces, but I use it in a sense of can you imagine if one of them comes out to be gay? How are
Mm-hmm.
you gonna feel about it, and how are they gonna feel if you're negative about it? Do you really want to lose them from your life because you don't agree with the way they are and the way they feel? Like, really,
Yeah.
you don't want to be in support of them. You don't want to support that child because just because of your beliefs that you think it's wrong, but they think it's right, and they would just want to be accepted and respected. And there goes their grandma because of your beliefs. That's gonna
Yes.
be for just in this lifetime. You're gonna ruin their lifetime because of your beliefs. Like, that's fucked up. There's
Every time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
just real quick. There was a joke on in the leftovers, the show, very serious show,
Mm-hmm.
very serious show about grief and loss and religion and faith. And they ask a pastor. There's like a tell me a very dirty joke to get into this place. There's a whole lot of other context to it, but and I might butcher the joke, but he says, "What's the difference between a pimple and a priest?"
What's the difference?
A pimple waits till you're 12 years old to come on your face.
And that's how we end this episode, guys. No, that's a cricket one. All right. Damn, that is. Oh God.
It's a very disgusting joke, a very
The-
fucked up joke, but
This is a topic, Jason, is so hard for us to, especially for me, to comprehend and say because I try not to think about it because I'm already I accept and I don't discriminate. I really even like I said yesterday when I was over there at the hockey game, I was noticing something. I like everything that white people do. Like recreational purposes stuff. So like going to hiking or like snowboard or whatever they do all the stuff and I'm like I kind of want to live the lifestyle. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to have a house somewhere around here and just have a hey John, how you doing, buddy?
why is it a white lifestyle? I'm gonna get serious again. See, I'm sorry, but
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean because I think it's because the way they just nobody else does it, and it's just money. Yeah,
It's
you're right.
money.
I was gonna say I didn't see it, but yeah, it's money.
it's money. It's
And that's the thing. I'm like, my teacher, one of my social studies teachers, told me one time, he's like, anybody who's not white, you're gonna start behind the running line. You're gonna start like meters before, and then whoever is white is gonna start right at the start line.
it's
You're gonna start way behind.
it's like the
And I'm
South Park game, the Fractured But Whole, where they had the difficulty levels, right?
Uh-huh.
And you
Yeah.
know, in video games, you get to choose easy, medium, hard. And for the Fractured But Whole game, the darker you made your character, the harder the game was. And it's just a metaphor for life. Like you're
Yeah,
black,
no,
life's
that's
gonna be
what
hard
it
for
is.
you.
And that's what I'm saying. That's when I noticed. I'm like, wait a second. Is my entire goal is to get there to be
But
with the white.
But again,
to-
it's not it's built like that because it's how it is
The society, yeah.
generationally. Also, I have a cousin. Shout out to you, Mikey. He skis a lot and he hikes a lot, and he's Latino. Like it's not a white thing. It's just built around this white society because they've just always had the money for it. It's so much easier. It's more convenient. There's so many reasons for it. Some of it is that as Latinos, we grow up and we get a job early on because we need to help our families,
My
right?
parents, yeah, and some people really don't have chances to go to school. I mean, some people do, some people don't. But yeah, and I know what you mean, Jason.
It's generational.
Yeah. It's like I used to kill spiders from the wall with my own bare hands.
Classic video. We have that video somewhere.
I used to cut coffee, or I used to do all this stuff to earn a little bit extra, so my dad wouldn't give me money, so I can just go buy my own stuff.
Not
And-
to say that white people don't grow up in
No.
shitty societies either, or I mean, their lifestyles are they're wide as well. Wide.
Yeah, but some of them, some of them they go down the bad road worse than other people. I feel like I don't know, Jason. I feel like this whole structure of society has been too white. I don't see other way where it can change now. The whole structure of how society is. It's gonna take a lot of things to change.
You know what it is? Yeah, I mean, again, it's because they're now using this term woke to scare everybody. It's now turning into a word to scare, to move back. This whole "Make America Great Again." When was it great? When white people were for sure in charge and they had all the power. That's when it was great for them. Make America Great Again is about turning it into, even maybe the before the Ronald Reagan era, before Reaganomics and before the war on drugs, when it was segregation and discrimination was a lot harsher.
Hey, you know what I noticed? They post a lot of things what other people do out of color more often
Who?
than what people do. I'm on social media.
Oh,
I
shit.
just see a lot of more like people from color doing this.
I mean, look how they're.
And I see the comments like, this is why I hate being. I saw one comment that say, "This is why I hate being, this color."
Yeah, you're gonna say black.
Yeah,
That's okay. You can say black.
I was like, "What? Why?" Not everybody does stupid shit.
I mean, look how they're even the recent shootings. Look how they're manipulated. They are now getting defensive
Oh,
about shootings. Now it's becoming because she was a trans woman. So now it's, look, see, we told you trans people are bad.
but
They're now shooting people. What happened to the previous 10, 15, 20 that were all
no,
white
Jason,
males,
hold up. But
incels?
also, but also, they also people were praying for her. They were praying because
Mm.
it's kind of like this, because it was a victim too. They're saying there was a victim, so they're using that too as leverage. Look, it was a victim too.
It's
At that point, I just see him like a person who killed people is bad. Doesn't matter what happens, it's still gonna be bad. And that can be the result of a culture of our culture created a villain. They can use that. It's so difficult, Jason. It's not plain white and black all the time.
no, there's people like us who are
You tan.
tangents.
We got serious. We're not that. To be honest, I feel like I'm not the best person to talk about this. I just see how it is. I just want people just to love each other. To be honest, just live the happy. Like Jesus Christ, who cares? If everybody else does something else. What the fuck? Who cares?
But it's gonna affect my child. Danny, they're gonna see two guys walking down the street together, and then my little boy's gonna be confused, and he's gonna wanna kiss another boy.
Can I watch? Okay. No, no.
Whoa, whoa! That got a little pedophilic. So let's not get too much. That was me being
Look,
satirical.
just love people. There's good people all around. There's good people of every color. All right, and there's bad people of every color. That's how I see it, to be honest. Once you start using political terms and political stuff for your own advantage, that's when it starts getting really freaking murky. And people still support Trump. People who you would never thought, you still think they're saying he's lying. All this stuff, and this is what happens when that's why human beings get their butthole open.
Oh, they get fucked.
They just it just happens to generation to generation. King's done that many times. There's a story of King. I forgot King. Oh God, what's his name?
Henry, Richard.
Henry. Yeah, King
I
Henry.
don't know. It's just
Yeah,
the same
King.
ones they
One of the
use.
King Henrys, I think he borrowed money for the Templars back then. The Templars had some type of like kind of like as a credit system back then because they were so big. So sometimes they would let people borrow money. Anyways, so King Harry needed to fight a war against the English, so he borrowed a shit ton of money, or he was English. I forgot. I forgot. Okay, I don't know that. Just look it up. He borrowed money, and then he needed to a lot more money. He needed to get the money back, but it was so much they couldn't do it all at once. The temple was like, "Oh, can't do it all at once. We cannot give you all the money all at once. You gave us, you borrow so much. You know." So, anyways, they're like, and then so what he did was pretty much told the people, "Hey, these guys are bad. The Templars are bad. You guys should not listen to him." And the main guy of the Templar, they started saying like he does sex with boys, with guys. This is 600-700 years ago. And then the people believe him. People believe the king, and then they're like, "Oh shit! So we should all crucify them. We should all not crucify them, but like kill them."
Yeah.
And they like, "You cannot be a Templar no more." And that's how the Templar Order started to go down.
Interesting. I like when you teach me about history. I like it. I really do.
And you know what, Jason? It's just history repeating itself, Jason.
Always.
It's just history repeating. People believe in him. People believe that the Templars were doing all this stupid. I mean, they did a lot of stupid shit, by the way. I'm not saying.
Of course.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying
Yeah.
that's how the organization went down, by somebody in power saying, "Hey, they're doing wrong. See, they did wrong." And the Templar guy, the main Templar leader, he was being tortured. He got tortured almost to death to say, yes, I had relationship with, or all, he did a bunch of other stuff. And and he's like, see, people, and people believe whoever's in power.
Are we gonna be okay, Danny?
Just live your life, people. Just live your life. Enjoy life. Go.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
fucked up that it's so much more difficult to be so hatred, to have so much hatred in your heart, to hate people so much, to hate a society, to hate a certain creed of life. It is so much more difficult than just being like, just ignoring them, letting them live their life, being respectful to them. Because it's just like, all right, cool, whatever.
Jason.
It's so much more difficult to be hateful, and yet they are so hateful.
It is yeah. I don't know. It's so hard. Sometimes it's hard seeing little kids sometimes saying things like, you're like, why would you say that? You're a little kid. You don't know. When I was a little kid, I didn't give a shit.
They're taught. They're
But
taught
now-
hatred. Racism is taught. That's not something you're born with.
No.
You're taught to be racist. You know,
It's-
the movie 42, the Jackie Robinson movie with oh shit.
Oh,
Chadwick
yes,
Boseman.
yes,
Rest
the
in peace,
baseball.
Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, the first black player to play in the MLB. They have a scene where they're at the game, and there's a little boy with his dad, and the adults start chanting something racist. I don't remember if it was the N word or not, but they started chanting something racist, and the little boy, confused, is looking around, just like, what's going on? And then sees his dad chanting this, sees all the other white people chanting whatever it was, and he starts chanting it. And that's exactly the systematic racism part that comes into play when people are like, what does systematic racism even mean? That's what it means. It means that you're being taught these racist, these bigoted ways, because that's just the way your family, your type of people grew up. You're taught this. You're taught to be racist. You're taught to be hateful towards a certain walk of life.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it's not just white people being racist. We always say that before.
Yeah.
It's every race being racist to other races.
I mean, remember the culture, the black versus Latinos. I don't know if you were in high
Yes.
school. Remember that? It was like a huge old thing. It was a huge old
Yes.
thing. For fucking what?
Jason, even in our own home country, people are racist to some white people.
Yeah, we talked about
They
it
call
last
their
time.
names.
It's just-
Yeah, it doesn't make it. It's so stupid sometimes. Or to indigenous people. A lot of people, indigenous people. But by the way, so there's a word, chumitos. They call it in Guatemala. They call chumito. I was being taught. People would say, "Oh, it's un chumito." I never thought about it being bad. I never thought about it because, like you said, racism is being taught, and some people don't even realize they're being racist. But that word, I learned later that it's not a word that you should be saying to those people, to them. It's not. It's a really hatred word, because they don't like to be called like that, because they're being put in a way where, like, you're just you're a generation that is so old, like your race is so old, it doesn't matter anymore. Kind of like put him down, and I was like, oh, I should not. Yeah. Little things like that you don't realize it.
It's as easy as them telling you, "Hey, don't call me that." It's disrespectful to me. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, sorry, okay,
Yeah.
like, my bad. I really didn't mean to. Like, for the longest time, I mean, growing up, I feel bad saying it, but I would use the F word, the derogatory term towards gay people, the F word. And I said it growing up, middle school, high school, and I didn't fully understand what it meant. And how, I mean, I used to say the N word too. I feel like I feel like you're a liar if you say you've never said it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it was just something that I mean, for me, I heard in rap songs. So I said it.
You said it, yeah.
I don't think I said it with the hard R, but I would say it with the A. And for the F word, for so long, I didn't fully understand how hateful of a word it was. So I would say it, and it wasn't as simple, but once I started to realize how it could hurt a community, it was like, oh shit, well, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but either way, I fucked up on saying it for so long. So sorry.
That's the thing.
And I was just gone. It's out of my vocabulary because it's an understanding that you're being hateful. And you're choosing to be hateful once you continue to say it. And you know it's like the people who still say the N word, people still say the F word, and you understand what it means to that culture, and you're still saying it, then you're just being disrespectful and hateful towards them. And maybe I'm too woke.
No, a little bit, but no. Just get it, Jason. Just get it.
That's okay. I'd rather.
Jason. No. Look, no. I think the hard part. I think we all have said something racist back then because you're right. We're being taught like that. Nobody's not being. It's so hard to teach a kid, especially if you were to live in America and they go to school. They're gonna learn it.
Yeah.
From you or not, they're gonna learn it from their point of view of other people. The hard part is learning to understand it and agreeing, and that's what humans can do all the time. Humans cannot do that.
It's why it's going to be so bad once they really do take out African American studies from schools, because the N word is going to be tossed around, and people aren't going to realize how much of a hateful word that is and how much it's going to affect other cultures and societies. Because once that's gone, once you stop teaching, racism comes from a place of ignorance, and bigotry comes from a place of ignorance. So most of the time, then it turns into hatred once you continue to use it. So once you're taught what it means, then and you choose to continue to say it, then it's just hatred, right? So the start of it is from a place of ignorance. And if you're not taught that word, the significance of that word towards that community, then it's just going to stick around.
Oof.
Which is why banning those books and banning or not teaching that is such a bad thing, because it's just gonna build the ignorance. It's just gonna build the hatred. We are in such a shitty position right now, Danny. Just so many things getting banned. Stupid things like Harry Potter getting banned, and stupid things like banning the word gay. You can't say fucking gay. Why? It's just stupid, Danny. I'm sorry. We weren't expecting to get so serious today.
No. Let me end this with this. Jason.
Okay, please.
This story got me. This story got me. This story about this Nazi soldier. He was once called the most dangerous man in Europe. Right? The Allies call him the most dangerous man in Europe, and the reason why is because this guy was a badass in his own term, but he was a fucking Nazi. All right. This guy saved Mussolini by doing a mission that was impossible to do. This guy was pretty much one of Hitler's favorite soldiers, right? When the war ended, he was partying, Jason. He was partying. He killed, I don't know how many Allied people, but he killed a lot. All right? He was partying because I think they told him that technically he wasn't but he was partying from being killed, I think. So in jail or put to death.
Okay.
But I think he was put in jail, and the reason why they put him just in jail is because some of the things some people were like, well, technically he didn't do this and didn't do that. You have to go look at his story. Anyways, he put in jail. He got rescued. Okay. By other people, I think pretend Nazi. They were pretending to be U.S. soldiers. but they were kind of like I think Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when a couple years after the war ended. Anyways, I think he fled to Argentina, and then in Argentina, the president of that Argentina at that time, he pretty much took him as a security guard or something like that. So he became he became more important to others governments because he knew how to fight, he knew how to do all this, but he was a hardcore Nazi still. He was still a hardcore Nazi. He ended up going working. He ended up working with with Israel. All right, I know. He ended up working with the government, and the government of Israel. They're like, he's a fucking hardcore Nazi still. And by the way, during this time, he built a company of I think I forgot what it was, a trading or something like that. But he built a company, and he was rich, Jason. He became rich.
Mm-hmm.
Then he pretty much worked with the Israel's government. They're like, let's not kill him. Let's not, let's work for him because we like his skills, even though he killed many of his people.
Mm-hmm.
But the government they wanted that, and that's how the system is, Jason. By the way, he died rich guy. All right, his story is pretty crazy.
What's his name? What's his name for that?
His name is Otto. So Otto
Otto
Skorzeny.
Otto
Skorzeny. So, anyways, what I'm trying to say though, doesn't sometimes it in this the way we humans, even though somebody can be really bad, we always gonna find it's like our own how do you say this? We're gonna look at the other way for our own pretty much for themselves.
For their own convenience.
For their own convenience.
We're turning the cheek.
And I feel like that's it's gonna happen even nowadays with all the people saying like, "Well, you're too wokeness," and it's becoming like it's becoming a double-edged sword because other people are like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah." It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if like for example, like with Trump. Doesn't matter what all the shit that he did. If he keeps saying like, "Oh, we're gonna do American great. We're gonna do this and do that," people are gonna be looking the other way and completely looking the other way, be like, no, those are lies. You can't do that.
We're all fucked. Danny. Do you want to give a joke? Are you in the mood for it?
I guess I'm in the mood for it. I don't know.
Okay. Last minute jokes with Danny.
You know what's my favorite joke, Jason?
What? Say it.
Our culture.
Thanks for listening. Remember, check us out on YouTube. Sorts of podcasts. Comment. Go ahead. Go comment on our videos, on our YouTube videos, even if you don't watch the whole thing. Go comment on there, please. Please. Sorry. Too harsh.
Just treat people well. Treat people well. Just enjoy life. We're not trying to end this in a bad note. Just treat people well and just enjoy your life and that's it. Live your life. God damn it.
It's not our fault, Danny.
No.
It's not our fault.
No, it's not anybody. It's not the majority. Is not our fault. We just live in this world. We want to live, eat, and enjoy life. That's it. We gotta work though.
I'm gonna title this "Is Jason Too Woke?" in quotes. Bye, everybody.